Hello everyone, and welcome to Formula Virtual Racing. We are used to racing on Saturdays here, of course, but today we are here on a Friday for the new Formula Virtual MX5 series. We are here for round 1. Of course, we are here at Tsukuba, races 1 and 2. There will, of course, be a qualifying, a sprint race, and a feature race, although currently we are in the practice beforehand. So we have an all-new car lineup here compared to what we're used to racing with. Of course, you may have seen us racing our Gran Turismo series in the Group 3 cars. You may have also seen us racing in our F1 cars, of course, on the past, 5 now F1 games? Since F1 2020, now we are on to F1 24, of course. But of course, we are now here on Gran Turismo once again, as I said, for the MX5 series. So the Mazda MX5 series, if you couldn't guess, uses the Mazda MX5s, as we have number 65 there, Cameron Hill, going around the track. We're here at Tsukuba, a very small circuit. Some may mistake it for a fictional circuit. It is, however, a real-world circuit. It is located in Japan. And, of course, that is where we are racing today. As you can see, Cameron Hill going purple at the moment. As I said, we are just in practice here. So this lap time does not mean much, really, but the fact that Cameron Hill is on top currently could be an indication of his pace during qualifying and the race. And in just a moment, I will sort of walk you through the format that we will be using today. So, today, the cars will be Mazda Roadster NRA ND22 stock, no wide bodies. So, it is a spec series. We may notice many different looking cars. You may even notice this livery on Cameron's car is black, this one is red. However, the more noticeable thing, I would say, is that Rami Azam here has a rear wing on his car. That is the most noticeable thing. We are allowed cosmetic changes to the car, it seems. However, otherwise it is stock. So many of these drivers opting to put a rear wing on. You'll see here Nathan Marriott has not put a rear wing on. It seems Tyler Davidson has not either. Nor has Sam Williams. Cameron Hill, no rear wing for him either. On the other hand, Rami Azam, a rear wing for him. Maurice Stumer, a rear wing for him. Julius Gasner off into the gravel, the grass, and the wall finally, has a rear wing on his car. Avesta Gobadi does have a rear wing on his car, that Ukrainian livery with the Ukrainian coat of arms on all 4 corners. Supporting, of course, his home country. BB Sturdy. I'm going to have to remind myself of his name. Apologies. Give me 2 seconds, please. How have I forgotten this? I swear I know his name. Billy Sturdy. Not too difficult to remember. Billy Sturdy. So, Billy does indeed have a rear wing, as I believe those are some South Park characters on the hood of his car. I did not get a good view. It does appear to be. I already went through Nathan Marriott. Evan Dalton does have a rear wing on his car, and that is about it. So we currently have 10 people racing in this lobby. We have 10 people here. You can see their driver and safety ratings here. I will point out, those don't necessarily mean too much. There are some people who have higher driver ratings versus lower driver ratings simply because they do not race on the sport mode very often. So, Nathan Marriott once again saying starting soon. So presumably, we will be starting soon. And I'll continue to run you through the format. The format for today will, of course, be as we are starting. So, most importantly right now, qualifying. Oh, as possibly we aren't starting, it's just being... No, we are starting. Okay, excellent. So, we are starting with a 10-minute qualifying. There is no fuel consumption nor tire wear during this session. As I'll just flip up quickly to whoever is first on track. It is Rami Azam, first out on track. Canadian Ramster is his username. With the Lightning McQueen livery on his Mazda, we will see what this man can do. So it's going to be a 10-minute qualifying. Lots of laps being set. Everybody on the comfort softs. Race 1 will follow a 25-minute feature race. The grid will be set by qualifying. Tire wear and fuel consumption will be set to ×1. Mandatory pit stops not applicable. Tuning off, slipstream reel, damage light, time of day, morning. Race 2, comparatively, will be a 15-minute sprint race with the reverse top 10 from race 1. The time of day being afternoon/evening, as we see Rami Azam starting on his first flying lap into turn 1 here, hard braking, turns in quite early, sticks to quite a tight line, opening up the apex, the exit even, touching the grass a little bit. This little chicane here, not really a bother to the drivers. The only consideration there is lining up turn 4, that left-hand hairpin. Managing nicely is the Canadian driver, though. Now, through this next chicane, this one is much more of a bother to the drivers. If you line it up right, this left-hander should be flat out, and it is indeed. Now, for the final proper braking zone here, the number 95 car managing nicely, a little bit of a slide on the exit. We'll see how he does down towards the end of this lap as we ride on board with him here. Down towards the final corner, a long swooping right-hander, the pit lane on the inside. That should not be relevant to these drivers. Pit stops are not likely to happen, I wouldn't think. So, Rami sets his first lap. It's a 109.4. Next across the line will be Cameron Hill, 8 thousandths back, so very close between the top two already. Avesta Gobadi, 4/10ths back, followed by 6 seconds back for Nathan Marriott. Nathan presumably making a mistake to be 7 whole seconds off of pole position. Billy Sturdy putting himself into P5, immediately beat by Maurice Schumer, who takes P5 from him. Tyler Davidson putting himself up into 3rd place with that number 58 Mazda Spirit Racing. That pink, white, and black car looking very nice around the right-hander of turn 4. Up through turn 5, he is up by half a tenth on his personal best. Through 5, now through 6. How will the Brit manage the left-hander? He manages it quite nicely. I'm getting the sense that that left-hander is not much of a bother in these cars. Through turn 7 now, I believe that would be 8 if you want to count the little kink to the left. He manages it quite nicely down the longest straight on the circuit. What is it going to be from here as Rami improves upon his time? Cameron Hill goes a little bit faster. Avesta Gobadi steals 3rd for the time being. Tyler Davidson, though, around the final corner, he runs out wide, but he does take 3rd in doing so, beating Avesta by 6 thousandths of a second. Nathan Marriott, a much more representative lap time now, as the Brit goes only 6/10ths back from pole into 5th position. Maurice Schumer in 6th, Evan in 7th, that is Sam 8th, Billy 9th, and Julius 10th. Julius with quite the livery there, that's for certain. I could not pick out a title sponsor from all that. But let's see this Rusty's Lightning McQueen themed car from Rami. He's going to be going for another flying lap. Of course, every lap here should be a flying lap. There's no reason for it not to be. He is improving. Half a tenth up is the Canadian. Cameron Hill will also be looking to improve. He is the next driver behind. Remy does not improve in the end. He loses some time through that final corner. Can Cameron Hill make up the difference? Cameron does not. He's 8/10 down. Tyler third. Avesta fails to improve. How about Tyler? Tyler's up next. Evan Dalton does improve. Tyler very wide off onto the grass, does not improve. Nathan, no improvement there for him either, about 5 seconds off of his time. In fact, Evan Dalton, as we said, moving up to 6th. It'll be Maurice next. He does not improve. Nobody really improving on this lap as Julius well off into the grass, hitting the wall, and his car, I thought it had been reset. No, it has not. That is just the cameras being a bit finicky there. Zauber does indeed get going now, Julius, if you will. But who was that catching up? It looked like Sam Williams is about to finish a lap, or just finished a lap. I wonder if that's a glitch. He does have a lap time set, however the game does not seem to be registering it. We'll see how he is doing through here. I wonder if he took a pit stop. That could be why his times seem to be glitched on the right-hand side of your screen. He is up by half a second on his fastest lap. Let's go take a look at Avesta Go Body running a little bit wide there. The Ukrainian driver just going to throw the car into turn 1. He could be picking up a bit of a tow off the back of the Irishman in front of him, Evan Dalton, the number 12 Mazda there. We've got this excellent inside view. You can see Evan's very colorful helmet there. I quite like that helmet, I have to say. Probably a Dalton Motorsport or Dalton Autosport, I think it is. Or racing suit there. Nonetheless, Evan managing this sector nicely. As you can see, the driver there casually, one hand on the gear stick, the other on the steering wheel, as Sam Williams pips 6th place from Evan. 45 thousandths in front of the Irishman. That is P6 for Sam Williams for now. Of course, still 3 minutes to go in this session. We've got Remy about to finish a lap. Will he run wide again? He doesn't. He keeps it on the track this time. Cross the line, no improvement. No improvement for Cameron either, nor for Tyler. These three running very close together. And you have to wonder if this will be the case during the race as well, if these three will sit close together. They're quite close on time, but I tell you what, Nathan Marriott putting himself into third, a 109.6. That's a very nice lap. As he goes into third, Avesta Go Body, Maurice Schumer even going into 6th as Billy puts himself up to 9th. I don't know if he's actually improved upon position, but he has improved upon time. He is in 9th currently. And of course, with only 10 drivers here today, that will be the entire grid reversed when we get around to the sprint race. So last place in the feature race, you might as well stick around because you'll be on pole for the sprint race. Let's take a look here. It looks like Ramy lifting off the gas a bit, just letting Cameron and Tyler through. Is Cameron on a flying lap, or more to the point, is he improving upon his lap time? He doesn't seem like he is. He's not. He's several seconds down, in fact. Tyler, no improvement there either. So these two still sticking close together. I do wonder whether the tow is more useful than the dirty air, or if the dirty air is more detrimental than the tow. It's hard to say here. Very late braking into turn 4 from Tyler. He closes up to the back of Cameron Hill as we ride on board with him. And I think, let's see, who is that going around the final corner? That is Maurice Schumer. Let's run you through a lap with Maurice Schumer on board. Hit the brakes into turn 1 around here. It's a very wide entrance for Maurice as he cuts back to the inside for a very late apex. Opens up the exit. He's going to fly through this easy right or left-right chicane here of 2 and 3. Hard braking just through the right-hander to get ready for the left-hand hairpin of turn 5. It's going to be a nice exit. We'll get our split here. He's just under a 10th down on his fastest lap. Through the right-hander of turn 5. Through the left-hander of 6. He slides out wide. He's on the grass. He's on the curb. There's a car in the way. That is Billy there, I believe. A little bit of an obstruction there for Maurice. Maurice managing nicely to get through that as we see the lightning on the back of his car there. Exide Batteries seems to be the key sponsor on this car, the number 46, as Remy apologizing in the chat to Tyler. But Maurice, it's going to be a very, very wide line through the final corner, trying to carry as much speed as he can in third gear. Coming up to the line, he does not improve. He's down by a second, and he looks like he's just getting out of the way a little bit. A few drivers in the pit lane currently not having enough time to finish their laps on a flying lap. Oh, that looked like Julius Gasner off the track in the background. We'll see Cameron Hill is the closest to Ramy Azam through the final corner. He's a tenth and a half down. Surely he can't take this pole position away. It's going to be a tall order to do so. Runs wide, can't quite do it. Can Nathan Marriott do it? Nathan, we didn't get his split, but it's looking... oh, it's hard to tell. Can he make it? I don't think he can. He cannot. So that's going to be third for Nathan Marriott. Avestigo Body fifth. Maurice Stumer will be the last one to need to cross the line. And we wait now just to see the official results. We will be back with more action very momentarily. So as Maurice Stumer finally coming across the line now, we actually won't get underway quite yet. I don't know what the timer is between the end of qualifying and the end of our chances to run laps. Of course, drivers not having completed laps after the end of the session technically is what delayed us there. No worries though, as we can see our official qualifying results here. It is Ramy Azam who takes the inaugural pole position of the Mazda MX5 series for FVR. Ramy beating out Cameron Hill by only 0.06 of a second. That is a front row lockout for those two drivers. Nathan Marriott starting third alongside fellow FVR F1 driver Tyler Davidson in fourth. Avestigo Body will start fifth, followed by Sam Williams in sixth. Seventh and eighth will be Maurice Stumer and Evan Dalton. And finally, last but not least, on the final row of the grid, Julius Gasner in ninth, and 10th will be Billy Sturdy. So, our entire field covered by 2.7 seconds here. We have some very quick drivers in the field. It is going to be an intense battle for the win. The top five all within 3.5 of a second. I think really the battle for the win is just, it's between anyone who can stick in the toe really, but the top few contenders would certainly have to be that top five on the grid. Ramy Azam, Cameron Hill, Nathan Marriott, Tyler Davidson, and Avestigo Body. As we'll just wish the drivers good luck. And I am very ready for this race. Evan suggesting we change the course. And let's get underway here. I think we'll be starting in just a moment. We still doing two races, asks Sam. I would assume so. I have no reason to believe not, if any of the viewers are wondering the same thing. Tyler confirming that we are indeed doing both races. We have a whopping 4 A+ rated drivers in this lobby. That is incredible to me. I've never seen that many in one lobby. I myself am only a B rated driver. So I fit right in there with Avesta, Evan, Vesta and Evan, but Rami, Cameron, Nathan, and Tyler, that is very impressive. Congratulations to you four for being A-plus drivers, because that is immense, I have to say. 8 seconds until we get going. It's hard to say who the favorite for the win is, but there's certainly a few that will fight for it, undoubtedly. Okay, let's get underway. The lights will be coming on any moment now. All starts will, of course, be penalized. Nobody jumped the start. We can see Cameron flashing his lights. 10 drivers on the grid. The lights are coming on for the first MX5 Series race. It's lights out, and we are racing here at Tsukuba. Has a little bit of a glitch there. Every car bouncing up and down. Rami immediately covers the inside to cover off Cameron Hill, but it's going to be Nathan Marriott who makes the first move up into second of this race already. On the outside of Cameron, can Cameron out-drag him down towards turn 2, 3, and 4? It's going to be side by side for those two drivers, the two Brits right towards the front. Cameron's going to be on the outside, Nathan on the inside. Can he maintain the position? Sliding from all these cars here. Tyler and Avesta side by side as well. Rami pulling away slightly. It's Cameron Hill who comes out on top for the battle for second already, but Nathan will be looking for any opportunity he can here on lap 1. Further down the grid, things seem to be going relatively cleanly as Maurice has himself a 5/10 penalty. Rami leads the way down towards the final corner. This will be one of our main overtaking opportunities. Down towards the final corner, we have this long straight as it looks like Nathan Marriott flashing his lights at one of the drivers in front of him. Tyler Davidson on the inside, Nathan Marriott on the outside. That is going to be Evan Dalton down the inside of Sam Williams. Sam Williams going to have to concede that position there. The Irishman making it up to 6th. Both drivers running out onto that green AstroTurf. Oh, as that's a move there from Sam Williams. The instant I try to flick away, down the inside into turn 1. Can Evan Dalton defend here? Can he or can he not? The number 12 is going to have the inside line. Now, he pulls in front and he is safely in 6th for the time being. Avesta having made up some positions, he is up into 4th position. Tyler is in 3rd, but it is still the top 2 from the grid remain the top 2 in the race. Rami Azam leads the way over Cameron Hill. Tyler Davidson in 3rd, followed by Avesta Gobadi in 4th. These two have a bit of a rivalry on track in our Formula 1 series, our main series of racing, of course, that is on F124. Tune in tomorrow for the Monaco Grand Prix. That will be exciting. You will be seeing some of the stars of this race driving there as well as me, actually, as there has been an incident further back. Zauber, Julius Gasner is off the track and around, so he has to get his car going again. I wonder what has happened to Zauber. I don't think there's a way to get a replay. I believe there would be if I had a keyboard, but I don't seem to have any working keyboards for this game, unfortunately. So we'll have to just wonder what happened there. Tyler sits in front of Avesta Gobadi, though. These two very close together on the track. Cameron trying to hunt down Rami. Rami trying to break the second gap. He does now do that. Of course, no DRS in these cars, so the second gap isn't as monumental as it is in Formula 1. But these drivers, or these three here, are very closely lined up, especially Tyler, Avesta, and Nathan, very close together. We'll be looking for some moves here. It is, of course, Cameron Hill who has the fastest lap, though, in second place. And Evan Dalton really not letting these guys get away. The Sharks on his car, hunting down Nathan in front. Nathan flashing his lights again. I wonder what that is about. Could he just be having some fun? Or is he just, is there something going on in front of him? It's hard to say. Sam Williams in 7th, Maurice Schumer in 8th. He's not far back. The German might be looking to challenge the Brit here towards turn 1 even. He's got a bit of a run, actually. No, he doesn't. He's a bit too far back to be making a move on this occasion, is Maurice. But I think Maurice will be looking for opportunities at this point. Billy running in 9th. And Julius around again into the invisible wall, separating the track and the pit lane. Julius not having a good time of it so far. So, we have Remy here. Cameron is catching up. Cameron sets another fastest lap of the race last lap. Cameron is charging. Cameron is not going to let Remy get away. Tyler is dropping off the back. Tyler's wide. That is a Vestago body down the inside. Can he make the move? The Ukrainian unable to get him under traction. Will that give an opportunity to Nathan Marriott? No, Nathan is far too far back to be making a move there. So, it's going to be Avesta and Tyler, though. Avesta is going to be looking for absolutely any opportunity he can here. He is trying to make a move for third so he can challenge the front two. Meanwhile, though, the front two... Who set a faster lap last time? It was Remy who set the fastest lap, the faster lap on the previous lap. We are 5 minutes into this 25-minute race. This Lightning McQueen livery trying to stay ahead of Cameron's. I actually don't know what the main sponsor of this car is, but his very beautiful, I must say, MX5. Cameron is going to sit here running behind. Let's look inside the car at how he's taking these corners. See if he can move up towards Remy even. He's only 5/10 off the back of the Canadian. He'll be looking for opportunities left, right, and center. No movement further back so far. Maurice, though, is a few seconds ahead of Sam Williams. I think Sam might have made a mistake on this lap then, because, or possibly on the last lap, it's hard to say. Sam, though, was not this far back from Maurice last time we checked. In fact, he was ahead of Maurice last time we checked on Sam. So Sam, I think, definitely having had a mistake there. Yes, as he's quite far back as Sam leaving the lobby. But that is Cameron Hill going for the move on Remy for P1. He can't make it yet. Is it going to be the outside of turn 4? He's looking for it. Number 65, number 95. Who will come out on top here? He's going to get the traction out of turn 4 into the chicane. Remy defends nicely on the inside. On board with Cameron, though. He makes a brilliant switchback. He's going to have the outside here. Now it's going to turn into the inside for the braking zone. Remy brakes later, but it's too late even. Cameron Hill on the inside. Can he take the lead? He's going to get it at least momentarily. Who's going to have it under traction, though? It's the Canadian Ramster, Remy Azam, looking backwards from on board his car. He's going to pull away. Can he make the move back into first? He never really lost it. He did momentarily, technically, though, as Cameron Hill slides down the inside and takes the position. But Remy is not going to give this up. Into turn 1 now. He's going to try and brake later. He does indeed, sending it down the inside, and perfect braking there indeed. He makes the move, and Cameron Hill, nothing he can do there except try to sit in the toe. Tyler Davidson not far off the back of this battle. These two squabbling like this could bring them into it, as unfortunately Julius complaining his race got destroyed. Unfortunate for the German, I believe he is, yes, German indeed. But it's Remy who sits in the lead of this race, and as predicted, it is the top 5 really sitting together. A little bit of a gap forming, or not forming, but still there, I should say, between Cameron Hill and Tyler Davidson. But this top 5 really in a line here. Nathan Marriott on the back of a Vestago body, on the back of Tyler Davidson, on the back of Cameron Hill, on the back of Remy Azam. So, Remy leading the way, going on to lap 8, but it's looking like Cameron Hill might have the run here, as we're going to go back to the TV camera here. Just choosing to stick in the slipstream is Cameron Hill. Cameron not seeing an opportunity into turn 1. Turn 1, of course, one of our main overtaking opportunities at this circuit. You can go for it down into turn 4, the next braking zone, but it is difficult because of that chicane directly before. So out of turn 4 now, Cameron is going to be sitting in that slipstream, but Tyler Davidson is looming ever closer to the back of Hill. Davidson here is going to be dragging this Mazda Spirit racing car as far along as he can. He's got pressure from behind from the Ukrainian Vesta Go Body, who he himself honestly has quite a bit of pressure behind him as well from Nathan Marriott. None of these drivers at the front are known for racing easy. These five are all very quick. Tyler Davidson leading the way in the FVR Drivers' Championship, at least before the previous round. I actually am not sure about that since the previous round, but certainly all three of these drivers in 3rd, 4th, and 5th have led that championship at some point during the season, as Julius getting out of the way there of our drivers in front, obeying the blue flags. Good on him for that. Let's take a look a little bit further back, as moving really quite slowly is Julius. Billy managing nicely. He's just set a personal best lap on 11.9. Billy a little ways off the back of the grid, but still running in 8th. Maurice sitting in 7th. A little bit of a gap up to Evan, but not an unclosable gap with 15 minutes left to go in this race. Evan, he has 5 seconds to Nathan in front. If he can really put his foot down, he may just be able to catch up to the group in front. This Sharky livery, very nice livery, I have to say. Nice white and gray there. Racing around Japan, we are at Tsukuba. It's hard to say who will come out on top in this one. The top 5 separated by only 3.5 seconds. All to play for still in this race. We're on lap 10 of an undefined amount. We have about 14 minutes to go, and this top 2, Rami is pulling away a little bit again from Cameron Hill, but Cameron still has the fastest lap, and Cameron will not want to give up this battle. Tyler, consequentially, also falling a little bit off the back of Cameron. Tyler really was benefiting from the battling of the front 2, but Davidson, it must be said, not letting up here. Vesta Go Body and Nathan Marriott are quite close together now. Vesta moving along the straight, trying to break the toe from Nathan. Nathan only 4/10 back now from the driver in front. He's on a personal best lap, but he's in the dirty air, so this final corner will be a little bit difficult to navigate, as many of the drivers running wide through the final corner there, just out onto the AstroTurf. I'd imagine we are allowing that in terms of track limits, because if not, a lot of people are really screwed. Nathan, though, sitting right on the back of a Vesta. Well, it's not going to be a move into turn 4, but I do wonder if he'll try to set up a move into turn 7. 8 corners on this circuit. 5 and 6 are this chicane. No alternate layout to take that version of the chicane, although I really wish there was, because it does look quite cool. And Nathan, he's not going to be close enough to make a move into 7, but he could line one up for 8 if he can just get the traction on a Vesta here. Of course, naturally, Tyler is aiding a Vesta in a way here, in the fact that a Vesta will have a little bit of a slipstream from the car in front. So the Ukrainian liveried car will be sticking in 4th for the time being. A big slide there for Nathan, but able to save it is the Brit. And Marriott continues on his way behind Gobadi. Rami Azam leads the way, pulling out an even larger gap at the moment, although through that particular corner, it seems like Cameron Hill was the one with the advantage of the top 2. Overall, though, still pulling away is Rami, as he sets a 1:09.893 on the previous lap. That's his personal best lap. He's pulled out nearly a second to the car behind. Cameron is not wanting to give this up, though. You can see how hard he's pushing through turns 5 and 6. He is not giving this up. He has closed down the gap by over a tenth since we last mentioned it, down to 8 tenths. He's trying to push it down to 7 now, back up to 9.5, up to a second even. Tyler's going to have a run here, I think. I don't think he'll be able to make the move into turn 8, but he might just look into turn 1. He is 2 tenths off the back of the second place man. The two Brits are going to be going at it here. What will they do? Tyler, will it be inside? Will it be outside? As that is Maurice Schumer getting out of the way, I believe. Maurice in 8th in this race currently. Tyler, no options into turn 1, but he is pushing hard, using up all the curb out of turn 1, through turn 2. Now it'll be through turn 3, line up the braking for turn 4, on the grass a little bit. He looks to the outside of Cameron. No, just a bit of lag. I thought there was contact there for a moment from behind, but Avesta, 1.3 seconds back, absolutely did not tag Tyler. That was just a little bit of lag there for you folks. And Tyler still heaping the pressure on to Cameron. Cameron will be feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders as Tyler relentlessly pushing here behind him. The number 58 versus the number 65. Both cars are going to be looking to get into or maintain second so that they can push after the leader, who now has nearly a 1.5 second gap out in front. Maurice Schumer into the pits. So the German driver choosing to take a pit stop here off of the Comfort Softs. Not entirely sure what's going on there, as Maurice leaving the session, unfortunately, forfeiting a very good position for the sprint race. He could have been starting on the front row. I reckon he could have had a good race in the sprint race, so unfortunate to see that there. But on the bright side, not retiring on the track, I suppose. Rami Azam leads the way. 1.2 seconds is the gap here. Replicating Lightning McQueen quite nicely, I must say. Leading the way, just not letting anyone in front. Of course, one of the greatest racing drivers ever known, Lightning McQueen is, inspiring, hopefully, future F1 driver Liam Lawson to get into racing. And clearly, Rami, quite a fan of Lightning McQueen as well, as the number 95 car is flying along in first. Entering lap 15 now. Zauber is on the inside. Julius should be getting out of the way in just a moment. As Rami's going to dive bomb him down the inside, I think that is completely reasonable to do, and honestly makes it clean either way, so it doesn't really matter too much. But, it's Julius just getting in the way there a bit. Not quite obeying blue flags the way you might want. Avesta might be a little bit frustrated with that car on the inside. The number 77 just proving to be a little bit of a nuisance to that top 4. And Nathan Marriott, who already has a bit of a big gap, I believe just blaring the horn at Julius there. And Nathan does make it through on the back marker. He is in 5th, but he is dropped to 2 seconds off the back of Avesta as it becomes more of a 4-horse race. Tyler is only 4/10 off the back of Cameron. He's looking for an opportunity, but he just cannot find it right now. Cameron defending his position nicely, and these two catching up to the driver in front again. So, Randy's gap is coming down as a 110.13 set by Cameron on that lap, compared to a 110.19 for Rami. Cameron catching up slightly there, and Tyler, of course, also good pace, a 110.02 here. So Tyler, with very good pace, catching the cars in front. Avesta body only 8/10 off, a 109.999 for the Ukrainian. He is not far off the back of these three, and he is faster than any of them. Sitting in the tow is Tyler Davidson. He is going to be on the outside here. Can he switch back? No, he's going to run out wide. He's on the grass a little bit. Tyler still managing some decent traction out of there, but that will not help any overtaking opportunities for the next couple of corners for the Brit. Of course, you can see the fuel is being used in the bottom left corner, but not enough to elicit a pit stop. A huge slide there for Cameron Hill. This is going to be Tyler's opportunity. Can Davidson stuff it down the inside? He's going to look for it. Can he make the move down the inside of turn 1? The pink, white, and black car making its move. Tyler takes second place. after sitting behind for so long. It's Davison up into second, and Gobadi now is going to be looking at Cameron Hill as well, saying, okay, Tyler's moving forwards, let's see if I can move with him, as Cameron tagging the back of Tyler there. Avesta is going to have every opportunity in the world down towards turn 7. If these two keep tangling like that, what will the Ukrainian do? What will the Brit do even? Cameron might have an opportunity himself. Is he going to send it down the inside? No, he chooses to sit in line, but Tyler running wide through turn 7, just barely keeping it on the track. He should have the traction to keep him safe there, but Avesta Gobadi's not going to give this up either. All three of these drivers moving to the middle of the track, back over to the left to get the optimal line for turn 8. Of course, trying to break the toe was Tyler down that straight. There are so many opportunities around a short circuit like this. Avesta Gobadi down towards turn 1 seems to not want to go for a move. He nearly clips the back of Cameron, but just perfectly judged there for the Ukrainian. He keeps it in 4th for now. 3rd gear out of turn 1, down towards turn 2, 3, and then braking for 4. Can he line up a move on Cameron Hill? That is the question. We have just over 4.5 minutes to go. It is all to play for between this top 4. Objectively, Rami has the advantage, a 2-second gap almost in front of Tyler, but Tyler, he is not going to be giving up here. If he can just pull away a little from Cameron here, he might be able to catch up to the Canadian in front of him, but Cameron piling the pressure on Tyler. We saw a mistake under pressure through turn 8 from Cameron just a few laps ago. Now it's going to be Cameron's turn to put the pressure on Tyler. Can Cameron force a mistake? He's sliding a little bit again. This could be Avesta's chance now. Down to towards turn 1, following Tyler out onto the AstroTurf. Can he make the move down the inside? It's going to be a dive bomb, but it's going to be made quite nicely indeed, as the Ukrainian driver takes P3, and suddenly Cameron Hill goes from looking at trying to make a move for the win, all the way to off the podium. He's going to be on the outside here for turn 4. Can he make a switchback even on Avesta? Oh, a big snap there from behind Avesta's car. The dirty air not doing him any favors, and Cameron, he's just going to have to sit behind for the time being. Surely no opportunities towards turn 7. Surely not. He's too far back. He is indeed, and now I'd say Tyler's concerns should be on Avesta. We saw what Avesta can do on the brakes. Can he do it again on Tyler? We are nearing the end of this race, just under 3 minutes to go, and it is really, I know I've said it already, but it is anyone's game here. Rami Azam does have the fastest lap of the race currently. He has done for a few laps now. A 109.866. He's 2 seconds ahead of Tyler Davidson, who has an 8/10 gap to Avesta, who has Cameron making a switchback if he can on him. Not quite. Nathan Marriott running in 5th. He's only 3 seconds off the back of this duo up in front. If either of these two make a mistake, Nathan could capitalize and take 4th place at least. Oh, it's going to be a switchback for Cameron. Can he get the traction? He's too far back for turn 5. Turn 5, a difficult overtaking place either way, though. As through turn 6 now, it's up towards turn 7. Who is it going to be later on the brakes? It doesn't really matter. It does actually. It's Cameron Hill shoving one down the inside on Avesta. What a move. Back onto the podium is the Brit. It's Canadian Brit at the moment. Avesta trying to make it 3 different nationalities for the top 3 positions. Cameron having none of it. Number 65 runs in front of the number... Actually, don't know what number car this is. I don't know if there is a number on this car. But Avesta, either way, is going to be going around the outside. That Ukrainian car is just going to try and make a move. He can't quite yet. As I just noticed, actually, there's a bit of wheat on that car, which is actually what the yellow in the Ukrainian flag represents. As the Ukrainian flag can't quite get past Cameron Hill. Cameron Hill stands on this hill. He will die on this hill if he has to, trying to defend from a Vesta Go body. He wants this podium. These two cars, one with the rear wing, one without. This is allowing Nathan Marriott to catch up as Cameron on the outside. Surely not quite a move for Cameron for the time being. It is looking very, very safe for Canadian Rampster. That is Rami Azam. He set the fastest lap of the race on the previous lap. He's going to start his final lap of the race. That is Rami Azam. He's coming on to the final lap of the race now. He has Tyler Davidson 2.3 seconds back. These two will know it's their final lap. Can Cameron make the move? Can Avesta defend? It is Avesta in front, it is Cameron behind, and it is tensions rising continuously as Cameron, he's going to look for a move on the outside of turn 4. That is an official, it is the final lap of the race. It's a switchback for Cameron Hill. There's a little bit of contact. It's Avesta Go body around at turn 4. Nathan Marriott is through into 4th. Avesta Go body will be 5th at worst, but a spin on the final lap of the race will cost him a potential podium. The Ukrainian will be fuming. It is going to be Rami Azam. Oh, actually, Rami's only second ahead of Tyler. What's happened here? How has Tyler caught up so much? I wonder if there might have been some impeding from back markers, but it looks to be all Canadian, all Lighton McQueen for the time being. It's all 95. It is all Rami Azam as he comes across the line to claim the first feature race win of the FVR MX5 series. Tyler Davidson takes second. It's Cameron Hill by half a second ahead of Nathan Marriott. Avesta Go body is 5th. Evan Dalton is 6th, 7th goes to Billy Sturdy, and 8th goes to Julius Gasner. What a race, what an ending, drama on the final lap, but it is Rami Azam. Pole position, clean race, not fastest lap in the end. We'll have to check who got that, but it is Rami Azam who takes the win in his entirely Canadian-themed outfit. I, for one, appreciate the Tim Hortons logo on the back of his suit. Tim Hortons, Timmy's if you will, very good stuff there. Wow, let's take a look at the official results. It is actually fastest lap for Rami Azam. Perhaps I misread something. 109.864 is the fastest lap of the race. Rami Azam wins from Tyler Davidson and Cameron Hill. Nathan Marriott 4th, Avesta Go body 5th. A lap down is Evan Dalton and Billy Sturdy in 6th and 7th. Zalber or Julius Gasner, if you will. I keep forgetting to use his first name. I'm very used to referring to him as Zalber. But Zalber taking 8th position there. And finally, 9th and 10th are two DNFs, Sam Williams and Maurice Schumer. Cameron asking Zalber if he was on auto drive. And Blue Flag says, Rami, I think some frustration there. I do just want to check. Is there a possibility of rain here? There is not. It is preset weather. It will be getting cloudier as we go on throughout the race, but no rain today. Let's take a look out on track. I wish I could enter. Julius was eating. Great. As Avesta saying that was not particularly clean from Cameron Hill, so we can see the opinions there from the drivers. I'd love to enter, but I've got a Super Formula car. I'd love to just fly past these guys quickly, but we shall resist temptation. As much as I'd love to give you guys a proper preview of the circuit. As Zalber will have pole, I suppose. As Cameron actually saying there was contact. So, or lag, apologies, and therefore claiming a lack of contact on his screen. So interesting points of view there from the drivers involved in that last lap collision. We'll just have to wait, Evan needing to enter now. Evan in his Sharky livery. We'll see how he does during this race. He'll be starting up in front of the faster drivers from the feature race. Of course, it will be Rami Azam and Tyler Davidson on the back of the grid. And on the front of the grid, it should be Julius Gasner and Billy Sturdy on the front row of the grid. So we'll just have to wait for things to get set up now. You can take a look at the results once again. Fastest lap going to Rami Azam. 8/10 back was Tyler Davison though. And yeah, a few cars driving around currently. Looks like Billy Sturdy, possibly the only one actually out on track. With Billy here, just running around, just trying to get some practice in. He will be starting from the front row of the grid, of course, so any practice he can get will be very, very useful. And unfortunately, yeah, Maurice Stumer and I suppose, who would the other one have been? I'm actually blanking on the other person who has left the lobby. Oh, Sam Williams. So I think Sam Williams might have had a disconnect. Because it was very sudden that he left the lobby, but Maurice Stumer, I believe, being a bit disappointed with his race, as I'll wish the drivers good luck once again. And a reminder that this race will be, the top 10 on the grid will be the reverse finishing order from the previous race. And of course, so that will be the entire grid, as there's only 8 of them today. And only a 15-minute race this time round. So these drivers will have to go for only 15 minutes this time. I think we probably made round about, say, 22 or so laps, 20 laps. I already forget, admittedly, exactly how many laps we made last race. I might be able to go check. It seems like we made, yes indeed, 22 laps last race. So if I had to guess, I'd say this will be probably a 13 to 14 lap race. As we'll just have to wait and see now who can take the lead into turn 1, who can lead from turn 4, who can lead from the end of the first lap, and most importantly of all, who can lead come the end of the race. It's going to be a rolling start today for the sprint race. Julius Gasner is going to start from pole position. All these drivers lined up here, getting ready to go. The cars lurch forwards as we are prepared to get racing. It is Julius Gasner in first. As you can hear the lights, we are racing at Tsukuba once again. Zauber, Julius Gasner leads the way for the inaugural sprint race. It's going to be Billy Sturdy down the inside already, looking for a move, not able to make one quite yet though. Very processional file through the first corner, very, very much single file there. You can see Peter Griffin leading the way on that car. The front end of that car painted in Peter Griffin and painted in many other things along the rest of the cars. Julius leads the way by 7/10 over Evan Dalton, who has made a move on Billy Sturdy, as has Avesta Gobadi. Avesta on a charge already. Avesta up into 30s, looking for second on Evan. The Ukrainian's going to dive down the inside. No, he's not. Evan is actually going to make the move on Julius, but it's going to be traction. It's going to be a traction battle between Avesta. Evan is going to have it here. Avesta's going to have to slot into second here for the time being. Julius is going to look down the inside. Avesta covers him off while looking for a move on Evan. He takes the lead. A bit of contact there, though, I think, as those three all sliding, and Evan way down the order in 8th. I think Evan off track into the wall with damage. He is way back there, 3 wide into turn 1 though, as Billy Sturdy, Cameron Hill, Rami, and wow, I can't even keep up with who's involved in this. But Tyler Davidson somehow coming out in front of that entire squabble, coming into 3rd, but it's going to be Nathan Marriott on his outside, Cameron Hill on his inside. Cameron, can he make the move down the inside of turn 4 on Nathan Marriott? It seems like he's got it under traction. Nathan having to back out there on the inside, unable to maintain the position. Now it's going to be Rami Azam looking down the inside of turn 6, up to turn 7. He'll have the outside line, later braking for Nathan Marriott, I think. Indeed, Nathan Marriott keeping that position, but Billy Sturdy dropping down to 7th. Evan Dalton, unfortunately, down in 8th. It is Nathan Marriott on the inside of Rami. He's going to go for a move into turn 8, I think. Oh, I wonder if Julius will just hold up Rami a little bit there. Nathan making the move on our feature race winner. Oh, he's going to run out a bit wide. Rami onto the grass a little bit, mostly on the AstroTurf though. Can there be a move down the inside? Oh, there's contact even between Rami and Julius. Julius making it away all right though. Cameron Hill putting the pressure on Tyler Davidson, and Avesta Gobadi, after the contact on the final lap of the feature race, is shooting away in the sprint race. Avesta does not want to give this up. Cameron Hill, he's going to have the outside line for turn 5. Tyler Davidson cuts him off, shuts the door on him even. Julius Gasner trying to make a move on Nathan Marriott. He's going to make it around the outside of turn 6. Can he brake later into turn 7 though? That is the question. It's going to be later braking from Nathan Marriott. Who's going to have the grip? Who's going to have the traction? Who's going to have the straight line speed? It is Julius Gasner for now. But Nathan Marriott has the traction out of the corner. He's looking to make the move on Zauber, German versus Brit. Where have I seen this before? Quite a few times throughout history, actually. Nathan Marriott on the outside of Julius Gasner, right off onto the AstroTurf. It's the fastest lap of the race for Rami Azan. He wants to catch up to this top 3. It's the top 4 from before once again in the top 4. The reverse grid really re-reversing itself quite quickly here, although Nathan Marriott really struggling to clear Julius Gasner. What a move if he can pull this off on the outside through turn 4. What a switchback. He's going to get him under traction out towards turn 5, and that is Nathan Marriott through on Julius Gasner. Billy Sturdy runs in 7th, Evan Dalton in 8th. Avesta Gobadi leads the way on lap 4. We are 4.5 minutes into this 15-lap race. Already the time ticking down, almost a third of the way into this race, and Cameron Hill is in 2nd ahead of Tyler Davidson and Rami Azan. Rami Azan will be looking for a move anytime now, seeing if he can make a move inside, outside. Where will it be on Tyler Davidson? He won the feature race last, well, I say last time out. That was about 5 minutes ago, actually. But Rami, coming off the back of that win, will now be going for a dive down the inside of Tyler. Tyler just has to concede the position. Nothing he can do now. Nathan Marriott will be looking to close up to these two. He'll be hoping the group in front can fight a little bit so he can get another opportunity. Out in front, Avesta Gobadi is pulling away still. He was 4/10 faster than Cameron on the previous lap. Cameron, of course, Cameron actually about 7/10 faster than Rami on the previous lap. But Rami going for moves. He'll be on a push lap now. He'll be looking to just close the gap. That's all he'll want to do right now. Tyler will meanwhile be looking to stay on the back of him, and Nathan Marriott won't want to drop too much time, nor will Julius. Julius putting in some good pace currently. He was not particularly fast in the feature race, or sliding way out wide there through turn 8, but keeping it on track is Julius Gasner. Well controlled from the German. The Brit, Billy Sturdy, coming across the line. It's a personal best lap for him at an 11.6 for the Brit. And Evan Dalton, I'm not sure. We'll take a look to see if he's catching it all. He is indeed 11.1, so he gained half a second on the previous lap on Billy. However, he will have also lost 8 seconds the lap before from a mistake. So, we'll have to wait and see how this plays out for the top 4. Some larger gaps than the feature race forming here, as we are 6, almost 7 minutes into this 15-minute race, and it is genuinely still all to play for, although it is looking to be going the way of a Vesta Gobati. Let's run you through a quick lap on board of this circuit with the Ukrainian. This blue and yellow car rounding turn 8. You're going to want a wide exit from that corner to give yourself as much of a run down towards turn 1 as you can. Very late braking here. Some drivers will take a wider entrance than others. Avesta, liking that wide entrance, takes a late apex and opens up the exit down towards turn 2. 2 and 3, a flat-out chicane here. The only issue is lining up the braking for turn 4, another hairpin. You can use the AstroTurf on the inside if you can get the turn in enough, but a very understeery corner there. Now through the fast chicane, there is a bit more trouble getting through this one. You'll see mistakes from drivers here occasionally. Using up all of the outside curb is a Vesta Gobati through turn 5, and then through turn 6. Hard braking right at the end of that AstroTurf for turn 7. Avesta again with a very late apex, opening up the corner onto the longest straight on the circuit. You can see those yellow arrows there. Those indicate that if you have a penalty, that is where you will have to slow down to serve it. Down towards the final corner now of the circuit, Avesta Gobati flicks the car in. You want to have a little bit of a controlled slide through here as he just touches the curb on the inside, runs way out onto the AstroTurf on the outside, and just over half a tenth off of his personal best lap is Avesta Gobati on that occasion. Cameron Hill setting a lap about a tenth slower. Meanwhile, the Canadian rampster Rami Azam in third runs faster than either of the drivers in front of him. Actually, not faster than Avesta on that particular occasion, but 2 laps ago, setting the fastest lap of the race, was Rami. Tyler, second place in our feature race, sitting on the back of Rami. 2.8 seconds is the gap between the two of them. I think Tyler will just have to settle for 4th here in the sprint race. We've got 6 minutes to go in this race, probably about 5 or 6 laps to go, therefore, and Avesta Gobati with a 3.2 second lead, it must be said, is looking to be the favorite. I mentioned that wheat on his car, the wheat on the yellow on the Ukrainian flag symbolizing the wheat in their fields, the blue symbolizing the brilliant sky that you'll find there. The Ukrainians do have quite a beautiful country, it must be said, and quite a nice car livery here as the Avesta Gobati slides through turn 1. It's Cameron Hill, though, who set the fastest lap of the race on the previous lap, a 109.8. He's pulling away from Rami ever so slightly. Lightning McQueen pushing on, trying to catch the Brit. What can he do here? We're going to watch through this chicane, through 5 and 6. It's a 1.256 second gap before turn 5. Out of turn 6, on the other hand, it's a 1.274 second gap. So Cameron Hill pulling out just a couple hundredths of a second there. And these two very evenly matched currently. But up to 1.3 seconds there for a moment was the gap to Cameron. Cameron is pushing hard once again, but Avesta really maintaining quite a nice gap there. Avesta really has the optimal comfort gap, I'd say. It's not so much that you're just sort of losing focus because you're so far ahead, but it's not so little that you're actively under pressure from the driver behind. I'd say Avesta in the sweet spot here, a 110.1 on the previous occasion, 110.1 also from Cameron Hill, gaining, 200ths of a second about, so very even between that top two. 110.0 on the other hand for Rami Azam, Rami gaining, setting a purple first sector on this lap, lap 10. Rami is on the push. He's almost within a second of Cameron. He's going to want to try and get set up so that he can line up a proper move in just a moment, but he needs to close in that gap just a little bit more before he can really think about that. Tyler Davidson, 4.5 seconds off the back of the top three. This top three really in a class of their own, but especially a Vestigo body. He is running a very, very strong race here as a 110.098. That is a strong lap, but it's a 110.066 from Cameron Hill. And a 109.896 from Rami. This top three just one-upping each other. Meanwhile, Tyler, a 111.0, not really one-upping any of the three in front. On the other hand, though, we have Nathan Marriott closing in on the back of his fellow Brit. Nathan is going to be looking for a move any time now. Zauber sitting in a nice 6th place here, followed by Billy Sturdy, only 1.9 seconds off the back of him, and Evan Dalton trying to push on after some contact on the first lap. Evan Dalton running nicely there. Well, not too nicely, admittedly, in 8th. But trying his best. And the Ukrainian, a Vestigo body, is watching his gap sink. It's down to 2.9 seconds. Still a relatively comfortable gap, but it does go to show Cameron Hill is consistently gaining on him. A 109.968 this time around. Excuse me, as I just yawned there quickly. 110.189 from Avesta on the other hand. So this gap is closing down, but 1.5 minutes left. The drivers should be on their penultimate laps here. There might even be a little bit of strategy here in terms of just trying not to quite cross the line and start a new lap for Avesta. If he comes up to the line with about 2 or so seconds to go, I wonder if he'd try to lift off, keep Cameron behind, and try to avoid having to do another lap, or perhaps Avesta would be feeling confident enough to just blitz it and go for one last lap. We'll have to wait and see. 1 minute remains. These drivers are definitely starting their final laps now. A Vestigo body leads the way, 2.5 seconds ahead of Cameron Hill. He leads the way. The Ukrainian deriving perfectly, an early charge to the front. Cameron Hill pulling away from Rami Azam. Tyler not able to make a dent in Rami, and Nathan Marriott sitting behind him. It is Julius in 6th, 7th Billy, and 8th is Evan. Avesta, he's going to come across the line at the end of this lap as long as he doesn't make any mistakes in the first place, but there's no guarantee of that. You never know when disaster will strike. Nathan Marriott and Tyler Davidson very close together. I think Nathan will be wanting to look for a move on Tyler, but he's ruined his chances with a 5/10 time penalty. Half a second. He'll have to slow down right here. You can see those yellow arrows indicating that he'll have to slow down. Unless he's gotten it too late, surely he'll slow down. No, he doesn't. He isn't forced to slow down, so we'll take a full second time penalty. But it is dominance from a Vestigo body. 2.3 seconds out in front. Avesta wins the first sprint race. It's Cameron Hill who's going to come home second, and Rami Azam spins his way across the line in third. Tyler takes fourth, and Nathan Marriott fifth. It's going to be Julius who's going to come home in sixth. Surely Billy right on the back of him, but nothing Sturdy can do. Oh, actually, it's Gasner making a bit of a mistake there. Billy Sturdy is not quite going to get an opportunity. It's sixth for Zauber, for Julius even, seventh for Billy, and Evan Dalton swerving his way along the straight, maybe not too pleased with how his sprint race went, but Evan Dalton in eighth. He is going to come home last but not least. Certainly not least, given there's two drivers who were here for the feature race who are not competing in the sprint race. Evan Dalton is going to take 8th place, but it is a Vestago body who wins the race. Cameron Hill fastest lap in 2nd, but a Vestago body by half a second is your first ever FVR Mazda MX5 series sprint race winner. Raised position 3, a Vestago body takes victory. What a race. Much more dominant win than last time, must be said. I'll just congratulate the top 3 quickly. Vesta, Cameron, and Rami. Congratulations. And let's take a quick look through the final results. It's a Vestago body who comes home in first, a 2.501 second gap back to Cameron Hill, who steals the fastest lap. Rami Azam, after a victory in the feature race, takes 3rd in the sprint race. Tyler Davison, 4th. 5th goes to Nathan Marriott, a 1 second time penalty at the end of the race. Julius Gasner, 6th. 7th is Bill Sturdy, and 8th is Evan Dalton. Rami says thanks for the race, fun race. Thank you for the race, really. You are the one who was driving, you were the ones who were competing, you were the ones giving the true entertainment. So a huge thank you to all the drivers who raced today. And I think with that, I might as well end the stream. I'm not very good at quick math, so I should not be trying to calculate the standings. Thank you to everybody who watched. Don't forget, of course, to tune in tomorrow for the Monaco Grand Prix. Carnage, presumably, as always, there tomorrow. Legend Rosenberg, Tyler Davison, Luke Davies, they will be fighting it out for the win, along with the likes of a Vestago body, Nathan Marriott, and more. We'll just have to wait and see who can take victory tomorrow. Today, though, it was Rami Azan and a Vestago body. Tomorrow, Monaco F1 cars, same time as this, at 8 p.m. British time. Be sure to tune in. And, of course, same time next week for this. Again, I believe at Laguna Seca that time next week. Indeed. Oh, no, apologies, not Laguna Seca. Blue Moon Infield A. Which, unpopular opinion, but actually among my favorite circuits in the entire game. So, thank you to everyone who watched. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Formula Virtual Racing, of course, FVR Racing, Formula Virtual Racing on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to us here, and on X, actually. Be sure to follow us there. Thank you to everyone who watched. I will bow out now. Farewell, and thank you once again. Goodbye.